Hello, and welcome to Prototype and See, the podcast for designers, engineers, and innovators all about the product development journey. My name's James Murphy, co-founder of HLH, one of the world's leading manufacturers of prototypes and bespoke production parts. And in this series, we'll be sitting down with some of the world's most innovative companies to discuss and find out how they go about bringing new products to life. Hi, Leo Hongwu from Meolinq. Is that correct?
That's right.
That's how I pronounce it. Yeah, Meolinq. Where's the name come from? Meolinq. What does that mean?
We actually recently did a rebranding from Meolinq, which is the name of the company, to Meolinq as the brand. So the brand should take more space. And Meolinq comes from, we're linking me and you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Meolinq. All right. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about the company, the product, the brand? Tell us a little bit about what you guys are up to.
Yeah, sure. So we're a Swedish company based in Gothenburg, Sweden, and we're developing new ways to connect people with technology in the physical world. So we're a hardware company. And what we focus on developing is different type of attachment systems for wearable electronics. So we want it to be super simple to just link your electronics, your sensor, whatever devices you have to your body and around your body.
So that's Meolinq, or that's Lumentech, or it's all the same kind of thing?
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. So we focus more or less only on the this type of technology. At the company.
Okay, so the products that you guys are developing are the actual kind of attachment. They're the interface between the tech and the person.
Yes, correct. So we have three different attachments. One for attaching electronics to fabric, fur, animal fur, human hair, and also directly to the skin. So it's three different technologies, different ways of connecting to the person.
Yeah.
All of these they revolve around being as simple as possible and as convenient as possible for the end user, and also being reusable in that sense.
Okay. Yeah. Can you tell us some? I mean, do you have any interesting use cases or examples of how people are using the product?
Yeah, sure. So the fabric attachment is the one that we have actually launched on the market, while the other two are upcoming. And we've explored quite a lot of different areas. Everything from personal alarms, GPS trackers, safety devices for children and elderly, wearable cameras, that can be mounted super quickly anywhere you get new angles. To wearable lights, and also within e-textiles, where you have maybe a smart textile and you need battery, you need a control unit. That's usually a hardware. How do you do the hard part with the soft part and have them talk to each other? It's not very obvious, and it's it's also one of the areas that we have seen quite a large impact with our technology.
Okay. And where did the idea come from? I mean,
long story, different parts, but I'll take it shortly, or I can take it backwards.
Yeah. I mean, start wherever you want.
Why attach things to the body? Why is it important, and why did we start with? Somewhere along the road, we discovered that there are plenty of new wearables coming onto the market, especially with sensors and chips getting smaller and smaller, more and more energy efficient. But the way people wear these has stayed the same for many, many years.
Like a pin or a
watch, Fitbit, and everybody's competing, for the same limited real estate on the body.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And in recent years, we've seen obvious attempts, and actually some of them are very good attempts, like a ring, trying to
Yeah.
access different parts of the body. Yeah, and that's where, with our experience in hardware, we saw this gap and saw that we could actually make something that could, empower this wearable tech market, to just making it much easier to develop new products with that. What
Okay.
what
So
we
it's essentially you're freeing it up and you can attach it anywhere on the body, essentially.
Exactly. So, I mean, let's say, like from the user's perspective, it just becomes a much more like smooth and convenient use experience for them. Because like
Uh-huh.
you can have the best product in the world, if it's like a hassle to use or take
Yeah.
on and so on, they will leave it in the drawer and it's useless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Great,
Yeah. I
right?
mean, like my wife, she has an Apple Watch
Yeah.
that I got her for her birthday, and she's not worn it once because she hates wearing watches. She tells me. So yeah, maybe I could get one of your things, and she could just stick it on
Yeah.
a t-shirt instead. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a complete waste of money.
So
Then
yeah,
yeah,
that's the idea. Just opening up new ways to interact and to to wear and to take advantage of the benefits that wearables bring to
uh-huh.
the world. Yeah.
Okay, I understood that the I mean obviously you've gone kind of back to like first principles there, but like I understood the idea for the product itself also came from a lock for phones or something, a protective lock for phones, or have I been
Yeah.
misinformed?
So this whole idea was also supposed to be. Um, let me take it just from the beginning, like as short as I
Okay,
can. Otherwise, yeah, it becomes a little bit fuzzy. We didn't start with this attachment at all. We started the
okay,
company with something completely different, and that was because my
okay,
phone got stolen here in Gothenburg, like from pickpockets.
right,
Tracking for two
okay,
weeks, managed to actually, get a location. Uh,
uh-huh,
had like two police cars bringing me along, chased them down. We didn't catch them.
okay,
We didn't get my phone back.
right, right.
So I have
But
about
I mean, I'm impressed with that though. In Sweden, the police were out helping you look for your phone.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'd struggle to get that in the UK. To be,
Oh, really? Yeah, but this was from a
yeah,
league, like so they were known to the police, but they just couldn't take
okay,
them, like just to get them. And I just managed to track them, but they went inside. Like if they go inside, it doesn't matter if you got a
yeah,
location, right?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I was so pissed from that experience that I just developed a anti theft product, right? So a lock
Okay,
locks
right,
physically locks your phone in your pocket, but you as a user
right.
you can just take it out, a couple hundred times a day without hassle. But the pickpocket just literally cannot take it out of the pocket. So that was the first
Okay,
problem. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
got nothing to do with what we do today,
What you do now? No, okay,
but
okay.
that's part
But I
of
mean, there are some similarities between the two
the
products. Yeah,
connection.
yeah. In terms of the technology itself, like, is it quite similar?
No,
It's
no,
just that you no,
it's a completely different one. The first
right,
technology got copied, right? We
right.
actually managed to sell quite well during the first period. We sold like about 50 60,000 units within like
Okay,
half a year, or yeah,
yeah,
um, uh,
yeah.
yeah, until it got copied, of course.
Okay, yeah, and tell us a little bit about that. Like, how was that experience having your product being copied? I mean, obviously that means in some ways it's quite nice because obviously somebody's thought, "Wow, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to copy that." Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Oh
tell me a
no,
little bit about that.
it was a rough experience actually.
Okay,
We So the thing was, we managed to like go viral, and I don't even know how we did it.
uh,
Like, we spent about £100 on Facebook ads, and suddenly, like,
okay,
we reached 120 million views. We got on
right, right,
state TV in China, in Malaysia, in Thailand, and yeah, we started with the Asian market, right? But
okay,
um, we didn't get rich from that experience. The reason was we did
Yeah.
not have a web store up when we went viral. So it went viral, but nobody could buy it.
Ah.
That's where also the copycats saw the opportunity, to
Yeah.
just do something quick. And yeah, they copied everything, the product, the
Yeah.
box, the
Yeah.
brand, everything. And this was, the first product for us. Like we didn't have the experience,
Yeah.
didn't know what to
Right.
do.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
so having had that experience, like now you develop other products, different technologies. Like what do you change? What do you do differently to ensure that that's not happening again?
Oh yeah, it's completely different now. Like, yeah, we do not make that mistake, or will not make that mistake again. Like,
Okay.
for example, right now we have a multi-layer IP strategy.
Uh-huh.
We had a patent on the previous one, but it's not enough. Like, you cannot go and try to shut down a factory because you have a patent. Like, they
Right.
won't budge. So here's an example. We got a much stronger patent, so that's a must to have, even if it's not the only thing
Mm,
you should have.
mm,
In multiple countries, so all of the important markets for us, we got it covered, and we learned to not try to attack the copycats. Now, right now,
mm.
no one has succeeded to copy our current technologies as of yet. It
Okay.
might happen,
Okay.
but if that happens, we will not attack the factories that make it. We go for the head of the snake, which means the
Okay.
platform. If they're
Yeah.
selling on Alibaba, Taobao, Amazon, whatever the platform they're using, we go
Yeah.
to those and with our patent, register with those platforms beforehand, so we can take them down
Mm.
quite easily afterwards.
Okay. And how do you find those platforms? I don't know whether you've had experience
Right.
so far dealing with them, but how do you think they'd be quite receptive to helping you out,
Um,
or
I'm not
are they
100%
going to be quite?
sure about Amazon, but we got registered, both trademark and the patents with Amazon. So I'm pretty sure they would. That I'm not 100% sure. However, like in recent years, the Chinese platforms, where most people worry about the copycats, of course, they've
Yeah.
gotten quite good. Like if
Right.
you file a complaint, about the store using your IP, they
Uh,
actually shut them down quite quickly while processing, the
mm.
complaint. So yeah, it's gotten quite good in recent years.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, you're talking about taking out a patent to protect your product, and doing it in each of the different markets in which you're going to be working. That sounds expensive. Like
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
what what startups maybe that don't have the budget for that kind of thing, what are they supposed to do? Like, do you have any advice for them? Like, how can they protect themselves?
Yeah, so I think the most expensive part has been, the drafting and then also handling the international patents. I
Uh-huh.
think one of the most obvious tips is to just don't go global immediately. Apply
Okay.
in just like one strategic country. Could be your home market, could be in US or any other market that is specifically important. Get that one
Uh-huh.
patent. And what helped us quite a lot was having PCT applications, which basically means that you like prepare to file in other markets, other countries, but you kind of buy 1.5 to 2 years time to actually
Okay.
decide exactly which market to go into. And
Okay.
once you do enter those countries, you get the first date, like that
Oh, you get to backdate it to what's that called? A PCT
PCT,
application.
yes, a PCT application. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
So that's not as expensive as a patent. It's kind of what you do before you file a patent, is it?
so the whole price tag, right? Once you're done
Uh-huh.
with everything, is a little bit higher, to be honest, than if you
Right.
would go in, at the same time. But
Okay.
you are delaying the costs. So I think that's very
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're kind of testing the market. You're building a customer base. You're getting some income in.
yeah,
You know that it's working, and then you go and internationalize
yeah, yeah.
and
Um,
take it over.
because no, some countries or some markets, you think it's great, but then once you start to enter it, you notice, oh, it's super hard, or it's just not the right market for us, and so you can actually abandon
Yeah. Yeah.
wasting the money in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then with this product, the phone lock.
Yeah.
Like, what made you go to Asia first? Like, why Asia first?
So, well, I have a background in China, so everybody knows, in China that's where you manufacture things, and it's
Uh-huh.
faster and could be more affordable. Depends. And so that's the reason, why I went there. And also, I mean, it's such a huge market,
Mm,
all in
mm,
Asia. The thing we miss though is, yes, it's huge, but it's also extremely hard to access.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's something we miscalculated, but yeah, I mean, we managed to get at least some early sales there, uh,
Uh-huh.
enough to get us experience.
Yeah. 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 Okay. And so with that in mind, like, how important do you think it is to be like first to market? Is that crucial or?
um, no, my answer a couple of years ago might have been yes. You need to do the most innovative things. Be first
Uh-huh.
out. Not anymore. I think, like, being able to adapt to the market, and also, like, you don't
Yeah.
have to reinvent the wheel every time.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of startups and founders make this mistake. We have made this mistake before, where they kind of like start from the solution, and then
Yeah.
work that out and see how that fits the market needs, and the other way around. Yeah, so to be honest, like, we started off like that, but then we just realized that no, that's not going to work. Like, we need to start focusing, and then like filtering a lot more, and then once you start to make the switch from going from like the problem stuff, where are the actual problems, and how can I make a solution, whether or not I make something completely new or
Uh-huh.
change something. To me right now, it doesn't really matter. Like, we need to be solution oriented, and
Okay.
problem oriented solutions rather. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then with your kind of with your new products, the attachment.
Yeah.
What are you calling these? Like, is there a name for them?
We just
Like,
put everything under the umbrella Meolinq, and then there are
okay,
Meolinq, the fabric attachment, fur attachment, and then skin attachments, all under.
okay. So these seem to me, although obviously they do have kind of consumer applications,
Yeah.
they feel like more. Well, less like consumer products and more like the type of product you might market to the manufacturer of a consumer product, or to maybe I don't know, like industrial settings and things like that.
Mm.
Like, I mean, when you set out to design these products, like, did you have an end user in mind, or were you focused mainly on the tech itself, on like the technology itself, and making sure that worked?
Understand. So we did have end users in mind, and like final application areas, and what scenarios could these be used by what
Uh
type
huh.
of users. Um, but we targeted only companies and these manufacturers, trying to
Right.
get them to put the technology into the products and then launch that product.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And let me tell you, James, like, it's so much harder than you think in the beginning. Like, And we have a lot of friends that have these type of ingredient brand, companies and startups, and like almost 100% of the times, everybody tries the approaching only the big manufacturers get into biotechnology, but then almost everyone goes back to making at least one product that is their own, that they push themselves to market. Because what you realize is that all these bigger players, like they want to see you take the first step and
Okay.
your product, your solution, and your technology better than you. So who better to make the first product and bring it to market? Well, it has to be a company.
Okay. Yeah, so the brands, like the bigger players, they're more risk averse, and they want to see the guys like you that are building these technologies actually take the risks, get them in the market with a product, prove that it works, prove that people are interested, and then they'll get involved.
Yeah, more or
Yeah.
less like that. And even if they do, like we did and do have collaboration with quite large companies, but like in the beginning, there were only small projects, like much smaller projects. Really doesn't kind of like it doesn't show you enough, to being able to like make that big bet. It wasn't until we started to make our own, very simple but still like our own products, pushing in on the market to consumers through resellers, that we're starting to see this like snowball effect. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of the actual technology itself, like what were some of the design challenges that you hit up against?
Quite many. I sometimes say like we've done all the mistakes there is to make, but yeah. First things first, like they're tiny. Like,
Yeah.
so if you see
Right.
it through the camera, so
Wow.
this is
That's smaller than I thought. Yeah.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
and then we put them inside different products, right? So lamp,
Okay.
camera holders, and so on, right? Um,
Okay.
it's always hard to make these like super tiny hardware. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that was one part.
Uh-huh.
We had like made it, like modular, because we want to put this into a lot of different. So usually you take one product, customize everything to that one product, but here we
Hmm.
need to be able to adapt to many different types of products. So that was a huge challenge. But I think the most challenging part was the manufacturing. Like I
Uh-huh.
used to say like prototyping is relatively easy, but mass production is hell. Uh,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
like you really need to understand the manufacturing process, because if
Uh-huh.
you don't, like you make a lot of suboptimal design choices that will just bite you
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
uh,
So how important then do you think it is to get the kind of ultimate manufacturer involved during the earlier stages, the design stage, the prototyping stage?
extremely. So I think there are two ways to go. So either you are so experienced that you really like know the manufacturing process inside out, you know what machines there are to do what process and all this
Uh-huh.
type. But then even then, like you will bump into different problems there. I mean, the optimal way is to just having a good manufacturing partner that you work with from the start. Like let's say you have a design in your head, and then okay, this is the industrial design and you want to manufacture it. Like it never hurts to start early, to talk
Hmm.
to a manufacturer that knows their machine park, what's possible, and can also give it advice on much more reliable ways of doing things, or even
Yeah.
cheaper ways of producing a product. So I think that's definitely worth it. Especially this, some manufacturers have this type of like fusion, where they also do this prototyping and manufacturing project. I mean, there's like HLH. This is very valuable for startups, I think, because you don't need to know every step of the way yourself, and because there's so
Uh-huh.
many things that you need to keep track on and so many things to miss.
Yeah. Okay. I believe that you were a alumni at the European Space Agency
Yeah.
Business Incubator or something. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like how?
Yeah, fun fun story actually. Like we got that opportunity at the coffee machine at work when they
Right.
were, co workspace.
Okay.
And so, in a nutshell, like ESA, is a space, the equivalent of NASA, but in Europe, right? And
Uh-huh.
they have this incubator here in Sweden that helps startups to build applications and build technology that could be used in space. In our case,
Uh-huh.
we pitched the e-textile and skin application because like
Mm-hmm.
astronauts are basically like athletes, like high performing athletes, but in space.
Right. But
And
yeah.
so they can get a lot of benefits from different types of data from their body, like continuous monitoring devices,
Yeah. Yeah.
small that they can wear 24/7. That's one of the things that could highly benefit these astronauts, and also
Uh-huh.
e-textiles. So I can't say everything, but so for example, if you imagine a garment with artificial muscles that can contract,
Uh-huh.
expand,
Right. Right.
controlled with a
It's not easy to imagine, but yeah, I'll go with
yeah.
it.
But yeah, so if you got like the battery and control unit, these are always a problem with smart textiles.
Yeah.
And so in our
Okay.
case, it was also about connection and control of these garments using our attachment technology as the interface to let
Okay.
them walk.
And then I just saw you just do that. Basically you just stick it on
Yeah,
and then put it off. Can you show
yeah,
us again?
yeah. So I mean, how many elbow sensors have you seen?
Yeah. So that's quite. Huh?
Yeah. So
And then
that's
say when you put it on there, like if you went for a run, would it fall off?
oh, if I went for a run, would it fall off?
Yeah. So I mean, that's it's pretty impressive. Pretty
They
impressive.
can
Yeah.
handle. So this one can handle approximately 8 kilograms of force before it
Right.
drops.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, when you were there, there must have been a lot of other interesting companies doing interesting things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spinning
But you
buckets,
guys
lights. Yeah.
you guys were pretty unique though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No one
We
else doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were the most consumer, like close to consumer company in that program, because there
Okay.
are like upstream and downstream. Like so, for example, applications that could be used in space, but can also
Yeah.
be transferred to Earth, and then applications that can be used on Earth, but can also be transferred and adapted to be used in space. We were such a case where you could like these type of sensors and these types of products can be used by normal people and athletes, but they can be easily adapted to be not easily, but it can be adapted
Yeah.
to fit, like space applications as well. So that's
Okay.
how we were, a part of ESAPIC.
Yeah. And is that like an avenue that you're going to continue to look at, like how your products could be used a space setting? Or
Absolutely, like long term. I don't think
yeah,
short term because space takes time. Like yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's a lot of bumps that you need to and hurdles that you need to get over.
Hmm.
But I think it was very valuable for us to just explore the space market, and then with the learnings that we got, that can actually be applied, here on Earth as well.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see how it would be useful up in space. To be fair,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
because obviously,
that's for later.
yeah. Okay, so I mean, you've had experience both like in Europe, starting a company in Europe, but also in Asia, starting a company out there, working in China, different markets, different kind of ecosystems. Like what are the differences that you see between kind of Europe and China, say when starting a company and for startups?
Hmm. It's very different, obviously. Like China is quite fast moving. So
Right.
starting a company in China now compared to like 5 years ago, it's very different. And it also depends on where in China. If it's, for example, a special economic zone like Shenzhen, in the Greater Bay Area, it's very good. I think the main differences are, well, is the pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, in China, as a startup, especially a hardware startup, like you can do things so much quicker,
Uh-huh.
so fast. Like just the development of different types of hardware and electronics. Like everybody's working as a super high pace. You can, like, I've been there and I've literally, messaged my supplier at 2 o'clock, at night. Like I didn't expect them
Uh-huh.
to reply, but they did. And then yeah, I'll fix it
Uh-huh.
in the morning, and then they just send some new parts in the morning. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's efficiency. It's in Shenzhen. There's a thing called Shenzhen speed, um, and I think Shenzhen speed is unbeatable, especially for hardware startups.
Mm, mm.
However, of course, there are drawbacks and very good benefits here in Sweden as well. I've been in a Swedish startup ecosystem for most of my time,
Uh-huh.
business.
Yeah.
And I think the way we help each other here in Sweden, yeah, I don't know for other parts of Europe, but here in Sweden, at least, like there's this tight collaboration, and it's much easier to access larger companies, right?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
you can go and knock on the door, and they will open the door for you, and especially if they know that you are either a student, that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or a startup. So this
Okay.
openness has been quite helpful, um,
Okay.
and uh, the government grants,
Right.
innovation grants, like money, right? Like
Uh,
every
uh-huh.
struggling with funding. I
Uh-huh.
think the funding system here in Sweden, it's very good.
Yeah.
At least for smaller companies, like the numbers are not as high as in China, like the
Yeah.
fund, but it's a lot easier for you to access those, which means that, or at least in my experience, right? So that means that you can try out new ideas.
Right.
More people get access to these funds that can help them, bring new innovations to the market, or even more important, find out that their idea were maybe not that good, and
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
the idea before they spend too much time and money into it, and then just
Uh-huh.
do something else. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So I mean, what I heard was like China works because it's competitive, and Europe, or at least Sweden, works because it's more collaborative. They both have quite distinct kind of competitive advantages because of those two kind of different approaches to work.
yeah, absolutely. Like in Sweden, like being an entrepreneur in Sweden compared to, because yeah, I have a lot of friends in China, like in Shenzhen, in Shanghai, that runs
Uh-huh.
startup, and the the stress that you experience in Sweden
Yeah,
is not even close to the level.
no, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, it's
And
crazy.
I mean, for good and for bad. Like
Yeah,
also connected to the speed. Like you're slower here, but you get more time to think thoroughly on some things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
double-edged sword, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've kind of hit upon something there. I think that's quite a nice way of viewing the two different places.
And
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's super, like very beneficial to be able to make use of both strengths. So we have a company, in Sweden, in Shenzhen, and also in Hong Kong. So like utilizing these and then taking advantage of the benefits and the speed in Shenzhen, like the creativity and collaborativeness here in Europe. Like, having this, it's been great to be able to, and I'm lucky to be able to do that.
Okay, so I mean, from what I'm hearing, you still think like China and Asia is and will continue to be kind of key to supply chains now and for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future, absolutely. A lot of European countries are trying to bring back manufacturing locally. I definitely see the benefits of it if you look at the COVID period, the pandemic. Put a lot of things on hold and made it so much harder to do things. So from that perspective, absolutely. But I think a lot of countries has been struggling with that.
I think unfortunately a lot of the skill set has already left, hasn't it? So it's going to involve a lot of retraining, a lot of investment in the kind of building the skills up from the ground. Kind of similar to maybe how China was 20, 30 years ago, maybe almost.
Yeah. But I think the automation might be the key though.
But that's quite expensive. A lot of companies can't really afford to invest in that kind of technology just yet. But I mean, it's only going to get cheaper, isn't it? So maybe in a couple of years. So what's next for you guys then?
We have a lot going on, a lot behind the scenes as well, compared to what you see on our social media. We're launching a couple of product lines. One of the main product lines are wearable lights, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Seemingly extremely simple product compared to garment that have artificial muscles and stuff, but it's the fastest way to market. So for us next, the go-to-market process is the most important part, and that's something we've been building for the past half a year or so. And we'll continue on that. We will target the outdoor market, build different types of both the light series, but then also different types of sensors. That could be beneficial for both animals and people that are outdoors.
Okay. And if we want to learn a little bit more about you guys, where's the best place for us to go and get that information?
You can go to Meolinq.com with a Q, Meolinq with a Q.
Okay, so that's MEOLINQ.com.
Yes, exactly. And follow our social media because we put up a lot of interesting videos, fun videos sometimes, but then also showcase different types of application areas. And I think for product developers and even consumers, it might be interesting to see and get some inspiration as well.
Definitely. I mean, I think there's an amazing array of possible applications for what you guys are doing, and it's definitely going to be interesting for a lot of people. Thank you very much for your time, Leo.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, James.
Okay. Thank you very much. Whether you're working on your first product or your 10th, you've got the Prototype and See podcast to back you up through your product development journey. Follow, subscribe, and tune in for our next episode. We can't wait to see where your prototype takes you.